Okay, y'all hear me now? You know what? I'm about to hit it because the last video I don't think y'all could hear me. So hopefully y'all can hear me now. So so yeah, y'all, I like my ring. How many carats is this? So anyway, so y'all, my one of my neighbors up the street bought this house, right? The house was like it's a big house. But when I tell you, I am at like odd at every time I see him, he's adding something new. He got that house looking absolutely gorgeous. I'm talking about gorgeous. And I'm like, my goodness, like I gotta get started on my own stuff for real. Cause I think out of the whole area, like especially on my block, my house, no, except for the main big house. My house is actually the biggest and I have the biggest land. So I'm just like, man, I gotta get it in, like, but then I be thinking sometimes like he's able to do more because he's a man. Like he got, strength, muscles, and that's probably what he do in the field of building stuff. Man, if I ever got married again, it would have to be like a guy that knows how to build stuff. Like when I tell you he turned that house, I know the wife is super proud of him. He didn't put the new deck in the back. He didn't change the color of the thing. He didn't added more uh ground soil to lift the grass up. Now he putting all new grass. He done reconstructed the daggone landscaping on it. And I'm like, I want to do that. I literally want to do that. So my cousin was telling me like she's about to take a workshop class or whatever. And I'm like, for real? She was like, I'm trying to tell you, I'm about to learn how to do all of this like the floor. Like, I'm like, ah. So I have plans to get my deck redone. I need to get my pool resurfaced. I have a concrete pool, but I want all new, everything new. I'm trying to make it like everything new. Brand new. But I'm like, dang, man, like a wise woman, I thought about that. A wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish one will plucketh it down with her own hands. And I'm like, man, Father, if you can show me how to, I'll be out there thing. Well, I don't think I'll be. I literally tried to do the deck when we first moved in. It's much better than then, but I was like adding paint and stuff. Like that bad boy resurfaced. I needed I need So I'm really feeling like I'm in the mood of like building stuff again, landscaping, putting my seeds and stuff out. I need to power wash, not power wash, but there's this stuff online that you can get. It's called Wet and Forget, and that stuff I'm trying to tell you it works because when I had all of that moss growing in the back, I was just like, Father, what am I going to do? And he showed me this stuff called Wet and Forget. And matter of fact, what I'm gonna start doing too is I'm gonna start doing videos with way more content on it. Meaning I'm gonna start editing like the videos I used to do instead of like doing these type of videos because I want to show y'all like when I had my pool when they tried to put that acid on my pool, but it didn't work. And I was literally like counting to God, and I was like, look, because it looked so disgusting. It just looked like a big ring around the tub. It was dirt, like a big old dirt ring. And I was like, Lord, what am I going to do? And he was like, remember that stuff that you used on the the side of the house and the stuff that you used on the gravel, like when you used on the pavement and it lifted that dirt up, use that. And I was like, you're right. And I remember I had two trucks that was on the way to actually come and deliver some water to the pool. So what I did was I ran to Lowe's, and I went and got that stuff, and I sprayed that entire pool down before them trucks came in. And when I tell you, within less than 30 minutes, it lifted that bleach stain off. So I just got to get back into that. But when I tell you, that guy got that house looking gore, gorgeous. He done went ahead and redid his garage. He done went ahead and got a new roof on it. I'm like, man, it look nice. It gets you motivated though. You like, you know what? I'm about to motivate. I'm about to motivate. I'm about to level up, level up. So anyway, so I'm on the way to pick my sister up, and we're gonna go to mom's. Again, I got my little symphony back there. Tell us, why you got your hat on in the car? Huh? Why you got your hat on in the car? You want to stay warm? But isn't it warm enough in the car? You want to watch? You want mommy to put some shows on? You know, I got my my portable TV for my baby. But it looks like you got too many electronics now, Symphony. Huh? It looks like you have too many electronics, my dear. Why? You already playing with that iPad. So anywho, so when I tell him like, dang, he out there with the seeds, man. He out there with the. But I remember when I first took over my house, I was working so much that they were like, we've never seen somebody work as much as you, especially as a woman. I was like, man, I'm about to make this thing right. But now it's time for me to do. I need to do upgrade. I want to put new tile down. I just want the whole new work. I really want a balcony going from my bedroom and the guest bedroom. I want like a balcony to be placed out there. I mean, the house is actually big enough that I could put balconies on both ends, and I would like that spiral type of thing going down. Heck, I even was thinking I could get one of them little small houses, them little small teeny little sheds, and put it way in the back of the property and rent that bad boy out. But but yeah, it makes me like so motivated. Like I just want to build, man. I just want to build. I just want to learn how to do stuff with saws. I'm just like, this dude is out here getting it, man. And so I thought about a wise woman who buildeth her house. A wise woman buildeth her house, but a foolish one plucketh it down with her own hands. I seen women destroy their own houses. But I seen wise women like build, like my grandmother, and I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen her actually build some steps. Like she knew how to actually build some steps. And I was like, dang, Nana. But I'm trying to get to the level where I could just call the people and be like, you, I need this, that, and the third. That. Like I could call them and this is my vision and here's the money. But when you don't have it at the tip of your fingers right now, you just gotta come up and be you gotta be more you gotta learn how to do things yourself. But I'm like, dang, and I noticed I was like, I'm like one of them nosy neighbors. I'm like looking like, oh, he got the deck in the back too. Ooh, he got all types of stuff. What happened? My iPad is dead. Uh-uh. What are you gonna do now? Just charge it. You wanna charge it? Yes. You want mommy to put your shows on? Yes. Okay. Here, let me see. Let me see how much. Hold on, y'all. Here. Thank you. I don't know what to do. Take your hat off, Symphony. But But what? It's too windy. It's not windy inside of the car. Relax. Okay, if you want to put your hat on, you can put your hat on. Because grandma told you to put your hat on. You want to put your hat on, that's fine. So yeah, y'all. So I'm watching this dude, and I'm like, man, that house look pretty. But I'm like, okay, Lord, I really want my house to be like that. I remember when I saw everybody else's yard, and my yard was all bald and looking a hot mess. I was like, I really remember crying to the Father, and I was like, Lord, I want my yard to look the best. Oh. And he showed me how to go out there and put them seeds out there. I was looking up Kentucky. What's it called? Kentucky 30, Falsate tall, Falsate grass, Kentucky. What's it called? Kentucky 41 or 30? I don't know. I'll remember it in a moment. But then I decided to just, experiment with other grass. And I got like 5 different grass seeds that's out there. But one thing I cannot stand is that crabgrass. It looks like crabs too. I hate that daggone crabgrass. That crabgrass, I'm trying to tell you. When I had this company coming through and they were supposed to be fertilizing the grass, that stuff was just breeding. And I was just like, where did this crabgrass come from? And I'm looking at my next door neighbor's grass and I'm just like, their grass looks smooth than an operator. And then my grass over here looked like some crabbies. And it looked like it's spreading. So I was trying to stop it from spreading because I didn't want to be spreading into my next door neighbor's yard. So, so, but one thing I would like to learn how to do is I would like to learn how to um I would like to learn how to do like put in like, to be honest with you, I would like to know how to do it so I could do it myself. But now I need some more money so I could just get it done. I want to be like, you do it. But I would like to learn how to do certain things. But one thing I have realized is certain things it's just meant for somebody else to do it because their expertise, they know what to do it. Like my pool, for example. Y'all know when I first got that pool, come to find out, I realized the hard way when I was trying to fill it up that I had a break in the line somewhere because it took me 2 days to realize this pool ain't filling up. And then I realized there's a break in the line. So what I did, of course, I whined to the Father, and then he told me to plug it. So I went to the pool store and they sell these little plugs. Like, how when you plug up a tub. So what I did was I took some plugs and plugged it around, and then the pool filled up. So now it's not coming from the main drain, it's coming from a break in the line. Like, you don't even need to tell me. So when I finally ran the pool, the actual filter that filters out the pool, the water started going down. So I said, okay, there's a break in the line. Finally got a pool guy to come out, and he was telling me, oh, this was like he realized he ran the test. He was with the pool company, but now I actually use him on the side, so I pay him less than what I would with the pool company. I got him like on speed dial in my phone. So remember the first year I wasn't running even though I got a new sand filter put in, I paid like $1,000 for that daggone thing, over $1,000, and I couldn't even run it because the main lines that were going to it had a break in it, so it was draining the water. So remember when I first got the pool, I made my own little I made my own little filter with a rain barrel. I put some cotton and stuff up in there and was filtering out the water. And then and then I took it to the pool people so they could test it. And they was like, yep, the water's good and it's clear. And I remember cracking up laughing because I done did some rigging or whatever like that to make this water filter out. But then I was like, Lord, I don't want to keep using this and have like 5 different holes. Like, it just look a hot mess. So then I started looking online and I noticed that a lot of people had these pool filters, like portable pool filters. I said I can get one of those. And then they had one where you put it inside of the pool and it filters the water out. I forgot the name of it, but I went and got that too. But the issue was I had so many trees that it actually runs on solar, so it didn't do me no. It really didn't work. So it's been sitting on the side or whatever. So then I was just like, I would really like a pool pump, and then I have electricity on the side of the pool and stuff. So then me and my dad, we took a trip way out, um, Fredericksburg, Gaither. I don't know where it was, but I'm gonna tell you, it was Ku Klux Klanville. Up a daggone filter, make your water clear. I said, really? So I was right here. And I remember driving, and I'll never forget that day. That day was so sunny. It was gorgeous out, and my father was just looking out the window like a kid, like he just was enjoying. And I was just driving, and me and my dad was kicking it, just talking. And y'all, once we picked up that Pinatar, he was like, "Oh, you're real lucky because these cost a lot of money." So I was thanking the Lord, like, "Thank you, Father." I put that well, before I tell you about where I put the Pinatar at, y'all know I like thrift stores, right? I like antique stuff. I like a lot of things that got to deal with like history and how people. I just love like the Antique Roadshow. So while we were up in Gaithersburg, is it Gaithersburg or Fredericksburg? We were somewhere Berg. While we were up there, I noticed there was an antique shop, and I was like, "Dad, come on, let's go in this antique shop." So we went in there, and the first thing I saw on the door was the Confederate flag. And I said, "What in tarnations?" And then I walked in there, right? Walked in there with my father. And we all looking at each other. My dad, he kind of walking a little slow. And I walked up in there with him. And we looking around, nobody was there. It was a dog that was laying on the floor, beautiful dog, and the dog wasn't bothering nobody. I said, "Oh, you're so gorgeous." Then the owner comes out and tell me that the dog is blind. I said, "Oh," and she's like, "How can I help you?" I was like, "We just in here looking." Next thing I know, dun 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 dun, there's more Confederate flags, and I'm just looking like, y'all got Confederate flags around here. And so they also had some beautiful ants. They had some really nice hats. They had this one hat, and I bought for my father. I said, "Dad, this hat is gonna get you a lot of money." And I also bought him one of them old folk canes or whatever. And so my father was so happy, and I was like, "Yeah, Dad, like, yeah, this you." But I'll never forget, because I already had Forrest. It's called Foster glasses. I went to another antique shop and got those. Like, let me tell you something. I love antique. Like, if I'm sipping on wine or champagne and I got some folks over, we drinks out of crystal. I like crystal. I like a lot of those antique, very nice, classic pieces. I just do. They're really nice. I used to enjoy watching movies where, people would be having like nice cocktail parties and just, nice dinners, and they had very fine silver on the table. Like, I really like that type of stuff. Like, I'm really into all of that. And my grandmother would show me too, like, this is when you can tell it's crystal. She'll take and go bing bing. And I'd be like, "Really, Nana?" So anyway, so going back to the story when we was down there. Y'all, when this lady was talking to me, it was like the ancestors said, "Look at the desk." I looked at the desk, y'all. A lot of you now, there was a shackle and a ball and a chain, and I thought to myself, why this white lady is smiling all up in my face? You got a ball and a chain in front of you. Do you wish to put me in shackles? Nevertheless, I ended up buying a couple of things out of there. My mother was like, "I wouldn't have bought nothing." I mean, true, but some of the stuff was nice. So I ended up buying one of those antique silver platter trays, and I bought my dad the hat and the cane, and we got out of there. And what happened was, when my father picked out what he wanted, I told him to sit in the car, and then I started, like, looking around. And then my father, when I came to the car, my father was like, "Man, I thought I was gonna have to come out there and get you, man." He was talking about like I mean, I couldn't believe like that they had the Confederate flag, and I had to go home and really read up on. You know, when you see that Confederate flag, black folks we know that that's just like, oh, that's some racist type stuff. But no, I really went home to read up on that Confederate flag. It really means we don't want to free our niggas. We don't want to free them. Like that flag really represents we don't want to free our men. So I was like, oh, this is messed up. So anywho, now we got the filter going back to the pool. So I takes the thing home and I run the filter on the side of the pool. I got one pump. The guy in the pool place told me, no, you're gonna need a housing to go over that filter. How you gonna run it? And I was like, what you mean? That thing has to have a housing. You gotta have the housing for the hose to suck the water in, filter it, and another hose to come up. I was like, oh. And so he was showing me what to do. And so, bottom line, for 1 year, I basically ran this Pinatar on the side of the pool. But when I tell you my water looked like you can drink it, it looked like you can drink it. I had that underwater casing, and I said Pinatar is by far one of the best filters that I ever. Is this my? This is my exit. It's by far one of the best filters that I ever encountered. I'm telling you, it can actually clear your water up. They couldn't believe I was running this filter on the side of my pool. So anyway, the following year, Pool Guy comes out and he's like, "Man, when you gonna let me just go ahead and rewire the piping thing?" Because he went ahead and he did a test on my pool, and come to find out, my skimmers, both of my skimmers, is the reason why. I have 5 jets that go into the pool. First of all, I got a 30,000 gallon pool. So my pool is a fairly big pool. I have 5 returning jets that goes into the pool. So I have two on the deep end, and then I also have full on the wall, and then I also had the cleaner, the whatever little cleaning thing that used to like clean the pool. But now, with the new technology, I actually have a pool robot now. So the robot goes in and gets all the dirt and stuff up. So what ended up happening was, what he did was he took the lines that was leading to the Pinatar. He did something. He took the lines and kind of reversed it, and he basically said that he's going to cap off the what are those things called? He was going to cap off the scammers and had a pool running. He capped off the scammers, and by George, the pool is working through in the pool house. So I'm using the main sand filter to filter out the pool. And so this year it did pretty good. It's just that them dag on trees and them leaves. And a lot of older people around my neighborhood, they got pools. They was like, man, you just get rid of the trees. Trees and pools just don't mix. Get rid of them. And I'm like, but I love my gorgeous trees. Until one of them fell down, and I was like, oh, I got to get rid of these things. So I ended up getting them cut back. So the moral of the story is this: when the pool guy first told me what he could do, I thought I could do it on my own, and then I had to go through a whole bunch of trial and errors to realize the pool guy knows what he's talking about. So he was able to reroute stuff, and he was like, "What did I tell you?" And the whole pool was just working, And once those skimmers are fixed, then I don't have to ever have to pick up any debris, because that's what the skimmers are for. But it's a work in progress, and I'm learning not everything I need to try to do. Not everything I need to try. And so I really do admire the guy that's up the street, and I'm just like, men don't even realize how much strength y'all have, man. You can climb up on certain things. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm just like, dang, that must be nice to be able to be like, I'll fix it. I'll do it. I mean, I'm able to do it if somebody gives me instructions and be like, no, put the wire right there. Don't ever touch this wire. I'm able to do it if you show me. But it's quicker just to just get it, done. It's quicker. But I've seen people on TV when they flip houses, and the ladies, unless it's all show, they be knocking down walls and all this other type stuff. I ain't got time for that. Oh, look at these trees. It look like trees are amazing, and these trees can grow like that and look like y'all just on your last limbs. But anyway, so I know that was a long story. And that's why I need to add, like, I need to show y'all more vision. I need to add like little photos of it so you could be like, oh, I see what you're talking about. Uh, I want to know, why do people like cars like this? Like, why? I guess for everybody. Symphony, does your stuff work? Does your stuff work? Does your iPad, is your iPad on? Is it still charging? I hate seeing roadkill in the on the highway. I hate it. It's just like, poor thing. You ain't there no more. You're not there anymore. But yeah, so I'm like, it makes me just want to get out there. I need to put seeds down. I'm already about to put some honeysuckers down. I'm about to start putting some vines up. I already know how I want my deck done. I already know what I want. I need to get my pool resurfaced, not resurfaced, but more like the out parts of it. I need to make sure that they do the stonework on that to fix those type of issues. Man, this dude, no comment, no comment, no comment. But but yeah, I need to. What else do I need to do? What else do I need to do? I need to. It's a lot of stuff. Oh, and it's so I'm really stuck between whether or not I should do carpet or whether or not I should do wood, like vinyl wood on some flooring. But honestly, I like carpet. I like the designer carpet. And I have two cats too, so I think that carpet would be much better on their paws, on their little cat feet or whatever, hands and feet, cat paws versus that, because I just feel like it's it's more pleasant to the feet. When I walk with my house shoes and my socks, I do like carpet. Some people be like, "Oh, it just has so much stuff," but I'm like, look, whatever. They have like nice, really gorgeous carpet. So like in both of like my family room and my living room, I want to do I would like to do. I'm sorry, not my living room. My living room has wooden floor. I'm gonna keep that floor, and I really kind of like it. I may just upgrade it to a more lighter texture. But like in my bedroom and the guest room, I would like a balcony. I would like a balcony to stretch straight across the back, where you can open up the door and you can like literally walk downstairs, like walk out, or you can kind of like sit out on your balcony and have a cup of tea. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a lot of things you can do, a lot of creative stuff you can do. And that's another thing too. Like when you've been so consumed in work and everything, your creative, your creating kind of goes out the window because you don't have enough time because you're doing something systematically, and it starts to get on your nerves, and you start to ask yourself, "Wait a minute, how much longer is it? Wait a minute. I can't be giving y'all all my good years, but you gotta pay the bills. You gotta do what you gotta do." But also another thing too, I was even thinking about like putting a dome over my pool and having it heated so I can extend the years. Because I heard with those domes you can actually swim all year round. And I think it's such a shame to spend all that money on chlorine. That's another thing too. I learned very quick with chlorine. I learned those things through YouTube, like the swim guy and this other pool guy. I mean, he shows you what type of pools and how to treat his stuff really good. Um, then there was one lady in the Walmart. She was like, "All it is bleach," and I'm just like, "Whatever, lady. I'm not putting bleach in." I mean, I did that the first couple of times when I was just trying to clear stuff out when it was like dirt brown water. But this year, what I'm going to do is when he pulls the tarp off, I'm going to show you how this pool looks. Like when he pulls the tarp off, it looks so dirty, like dirty. But when we first pulled the top off that pool, that water looked jet black. I was just like, what's in it? And when we finally was able to we had to get at least like, they had bullfrogs in that pool. I think I told you when the guy was draining the pool out, I'm thinking to myself, "Ooh, it's some extra water." Water was coming out of the pump on the whole side. So I had a pail, and I put the pail up to the hose to water my plants. Y'all, the next day, to my horror, it was a trail of freaking, what are those things called? What are those things? It was fat tadpoles. They were busting out dead. And I was like, first of all, I was just more in horror that I couldn't believe I actually put my pail up to water the plants. And the whole time there was some there was a whole bunch of tadpoles swimming in the pool. I didn't know that. I did not know that. But anyway, I learned too because at first I was going to wait before I got the pool filled. And that's when the guy was like, "You never are supposed to have a pool sitting without water because your pool can pop out the ground." I was like, "Say what?" And when I looked up online and saw how many people had their pools popping out of the ground, to my horror, I was like, I had no idea that could actually happen. And I could not imagine having your pool pop out the ground. That would have been like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. What is this guy got? A police officer vehicle? You just happen to buy yourself a police officer car. You got everybody slowing down like, "Sweets, you okay? What you doing? You relaxing? It's a good day for it, isn't it?" We're going the best way. You ready to go see Aunt Carla? All right. Which way should we go? Which way? Straight ahead. Hmm. I never knew why. So yeah, but dag man, it's dag. You know what? I'm gonna ask the Lord. Can you show me how to build things, like things that I'll be like, at least I could look back and be proud of and be like, I built that with my own hands. I just have to make sure I have some gloves on, because that's another thing too. When you be doing yard work and you be trying to build stuff, look at that Cadillac. Look at that Cadillac. Carla got a whole bunch of honeysuckers in her yard. Oh, oh, all right, we're here. Oh, but let me tell y'all where I got my ring from. Let's see. Hold on. And forgive my ashy hands. Isn't it gorgeous? Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? Well, you can go on eBay, and I think I paid $40 for it. I didn't pay 40 million, just $40. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day today.